New Year's Eve, you guys, and welcome. My name is Lise Colucci, and I am one of the life coaches here at queenbeing.com, where we help you to discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. Hey, Butterfly Mama and Karina. Hello. How are you guys today? What are you guys doing tonight? Anything fun? Not me. All right. Actually, I am. What I am doing that's fun is at 5 p.m. Pacific. So that's 7 Central, 8 East Coast time. I will be hosting another hangout over on the Spanily, any of the Spanily places that you find us. And you can head over there and get on Zoom with me and talk. We'll do some talk about positive things for the next year and whatnot. So how are you guys doing today? It's going to be quiet here, I think, today, because it's kind of random and impromptu. And my hair is crazy because I just walked out in the rain and got soaked. Okay, all right. Not doing anything. That's all sometimes very nice, isn't it? All right, so let's talk today about intention. I'm rambling. Okay, first of all, if you've not hit subscribe, hit subscribe. If you would like to and you enjoy it, hit the thumbs up and let's get going. You know, all that stuff. I'm crazy today. All right, Katie, hello. All right, intention. What is an intention versus a goal? Why set an intention? And what are some ways that you can actually work with intention setting to change your life? All right. Hi, Jen. So here's the thing. Before we start, narcissists, a lot of what happens when we're dealing, hey, DC guys, so don't want to talk about narcissists today, but I'm gonna a little bit. I want to go into the dark place, but we're going there a little bit. Narcissists and the intentions that they have behind what they do and the things that the ways they treat you, the gaslighting and so on, and all of the reasons they do all of those things is that their intention is what? It's self-protection, self-preservation, ego, self, me. It's all self-focused, right? So sometimes when you're with a narcissist, right, they'll be doing something that's really nice and you think, wow, they must have good intentions toward me. Their intention was real. Their intention was good. And then we find out later that's not true, right? So you see how that can completely change the meaning of a situation? Well, think about your own intentions. If you go through the motions in life and you don't have an intention inside for why you're even doing those things, it's flat and empty, and your life doesn't have the drive and focus that we're looking for. A lot of times we feel flat and empty, and I'm totally making this up as I go, so I may say things a little off here today, but we go through life feeling flat and empty and just sort of going through the motions because we don't have a driving intention inside of ourselves for even why we're existing, why we're doing anything, why we're, having a relationship of any kind, or, all of that stuff, or for ourselves, right? We don't have an intention for self. So as we're going into this new year, instead of setting a resolution to do something, set an intention to be. That's my point. All right. Intention is like taking your goal and bringing it inward and becoming and being that thing. So an intention might be, mine this year is curiosity, just to follow the path of curiosity and to keep coming back to it when I keep hearing the words, I can't, I don't want to, and no going on in my head. All right. So it gives me an inner drive and an inner direction to move towards. At least it offers me a choice. Do I wish to be curious about this, or is this really a hard line? No, So what is your intention that you're setting? Does it make sense? Good, because I am rambling right now. This is coming out of the stream of consciousness. I wrote some stuff down and I'm not following it. All right. I'm glad it's making sense. Okay. You said it totally makes sense. Still missing that intention part. We aren't taught this part about life. We're taught to set goals and move forward and go on with the goals. And that's that, right? We're taught to, what do you want to be when you grow up? Is the way our thinking and the way we're taught. We're taught to be productive. We're taught to be, to do. We're not taught to be. And unfortunately, being is not just being who you are and being inside yourself and being present to yourself and all of that. It's sapped from us from toxic relationships because we're so consumed with the doing of creating relationship with someone who is toxic and managing that relationship and being the source of emotional balance in that relationship that we lose self and we lose the way to focus back onto your own intention. Does that make sense? You've started to enjoy curiosity. Excellent. Grace, hello. I intend to live joyfully in my creativity and abundant health. Oh, I love that intention. You see, and when you hear other people's intention and you know them, like every time Grace is on here now, I'm going to think of that if I can remember what it is for each person. But you know what I mean? Like when if someone's in my real life and I know what their intention is for themselves, then I can see how they're living their life in accordance with that. And when they're not, you can help support them, right? Yay! So, okay, it's good stuff. Yes, Rice lost that with him since I lost me. No goals yet because I'm unsure how. Well, we'll talk a bit about how with intention. I think goals come second. I think that for me, if I set a goal to do something, I'm going to fail at it because I don't have any inner drive to do that dang thing at all. Right? Without some intention for why I'm doing it, it's an empty promise to myself. Right? Intention means, like, to me, it's embodying the goal. It's taking that goal and going deeper with it to where you have focus and intent and a reason behind what you're doing. So if I approach each new thing with curiosity, I'm just going to keep coming back to that because that's the one that's in my head, but you have your own, so you can come back to it as I'm talking. If I approach each new thing with curiosity instead of frustration or instead of emptiness, then it brings my emotional life, my spiritual life, my thoughts kind of into one agreement that yes, that is something I'm choosing. Right? Okay. So, joy was my word on my Christmas cards. Made them this year. I saw that. All right. I liked it. Okay. Hello, Mo Cowboy says, All right. Grace says, I intend to continue knowing that I am living my life with authenticity, including knowing my authentic feelings and thoughts in each moment. Beautiful, Grace. You see, this is the work on oneself to take it from survival mode into thriving. I think so much of that is in the changing of beliefs and intent for oneself, for one's life, for the things around you, for our intentions for our life, that they're not a given. You kind of have to let them come to you, and you have to think about it and think about the places where you're stuck and how you can open it up. I mean, curiosity was chosen because I say no too much, right? You set enough firm boundaries and you start getting a little rigid. So it was to open that up a little, okay? And also to confront my fears. If I'm curious, I can't be afraid, right? I can be, but they can both be there together. I can be afraid and curious instead of just afraid. And what's that like? Because I'm all about holding both, right? Holding the fact that things suck right now, and there's some beautiful things in the world as well. That's kind of where I go. So, okay. I want to be more creative and motivated and experiment in art. Nice. Howdy, howdy, Mo. How was the tree hugging on Christmas? Okay, so how you believe and feel affect everything. How you believe, you can prove that to yourself when you're having a bad day and you're having a day where everything feels awful and you feel like you can't function and you can't focus and your emotions are all over the place. Everything is awful. It affects your performance at work. It affects your relationships. It affects it all, right? How you're feeling and believing is positive, no matter what's happening on the outside, you're able to keep going, right? In a different way. Hello, Leslie. You're about to start back to school after failing twice. My brain is so locked down with this fear and brain frog. You got frogs? Sorry. My goal is to get through this. How do I unlock this for myself? Heal my memory brain. Remember that you are still in a state of the PTSD is still present, right? And so your brain is going to feel overwhelmed and locked down and frozen a bit. So meditation, relaxation, lowering your expectations on yourself for a lot of things, focusing on your goal, focusing on your intent for why you want to do this thing. Why do you want to do this? What's your intention? Not just I want to do it because I want financial stability. Why? Why this? Why this particular thing? Why do you want it? What's your intention behind it? Like, keep going and remembering that, because it helps you in those bad times when you feel really stuck, right? Um, Working on the CPTSD stuff, we talk about that a lot. Um, Fear is just, I mean, confronting the fear. Really, what are you afraid of? You're afraid of failure? Well, you've already done it and you're still here. Right? I mean, a little humor, lightening up on your expectations of yourself in the sense of perfection versus it's okay to fail once in a while or it's okay to make mistakes. There's all kinds of. It's a big. That's a whole hour's worth question, but hope that gave you a few areas of direction. Hey, Robin, grace for myself, forgiveness for myself and others, and 3, gratitude, and 4, embracing changes. Excellent. Completely dorky. Sorry, guys. Okay, probably shouldn't be on here today. All right, so listening to a meditation on YouTube last night. It was fantastic. Woke up and it was still playing, and I fell right back to sleep. Don't you love that? Hi, Bonnie. It was helpful. Good. Okay, lower expectations. Focus on my deeper why, positive deeper why, and don't talk yourself out of that why. Even if your why is I deserve a better life, it doesn't matter what your why is. Your why is your aim is more important than your goal. Let's put it that way. Your aim is your intent is more important than the goal. Because if you set an intent for, say you set an intent for abundance and success, and your goal is a job promotion. If you're so focused on the goal and that goal doesn't pan out, you miss every other opportunity that you've had along the path to that goal that could have led you to success and abundance. You see what I'm saying? When we get too focused, and we got to focus on a goal. You got to finish school, and it's a goal. You got to set it. You got to do it. But if it's your main thing, like if you don't have the intention behind it, then that goal becomes do or die, right? And you miss all of the stuff on the outside. Like there could be a whole bunch of other paths that lead you to your intention, which is success and abundance. All right. So, okay. The meditations on tape or YouTube are fantastic. I've been doing them for group too. I'm going to do one. I'm going to try to do one today if I can calm myself down. I don't know about that. I'm going to try. Okay, guys, whoever's in my group, there's a couple of peoples that I think are here. I'm going to try and do one today. I don't know what time. Let's talk about that after this. But anyway, yes, they do help. And okay. Background music for live streaming. Thank you, Robin. I am not singing it though. Okay. Go for a walk. He's been telling me to go for a walk. It's pouring rain sideways. I'm not going for a walk. Actually, it isn't now, but I'm on here now. When we go for a walk, you want to go for a walk with me, or should I just leave? Never mind. Okay, let's keep going. All right. My goal is better penmanship, and I will be curious about it. All right. Another thing about setting intention that is important is when we are abuse survivors, okay, when we have had a lot of people who have CPTSD, a lot of people who are still in abuse, who are stressed out, your life starts to live in the past because we're triggered constantly. We're in our minds, we're like going backwards to the things that happened, and we're living, what about that? Why did he do that? Why did she do that? What about this? We're living back there. When we set an intention, you guys, okay, when we are setting an intention, we're bringing our life to the present moment. Okay? And when you live in the present moment, you're less likely to have the ruminating thoughts about the past and to be fixated on the past. All right? So it's helpful and healing to set an intention for yourself and for your life. And here's the thing, intentions can change. Just because my intention today is curiosity, I'm choosing to hold it to hopefully for a year, whatever, but that's what I'm choosing to do. It doesn't mean it has to be that. It can change from that to something else, It's your choice. It's not fixed, but having them and setting one each day and setting one before you start something new or whatever gives you a purpose behind it. It also brings you into the present moment, so that if I'm curious, I'm not worried about the fears of failures from the past. Does that make sense? Or I'm not worried about, and I'm being in the present right now because I'm being curious. If I am working toward grace, then I cannot beat myself up. So if something's happening and I'm like wanting to go back into the past, I'm coming back to the present moment with my intention of having grace and self forgiveness, right? Okay. Hey, glitter girl. You keep breaking no contact. I wanted so bad to start 2020 toxic free, but feeling really, really down and feel this is my reality. Don't beat yourself up for breaking no contact. It happens. Most of us do it. It takes time to like work through that process of letting go and realizing what it is. In my opinion, it's seeing the truth as it is, seeing the reality of what a toxic person is and what narcissism is, saying, I accept that truth and I don't want that in my life. And it's like it clicks one day. You know, the feeling when you meet someone and they're an instant friend and you're like, oh, that just clicked. It's like that feeling. Like, oh, of course. I don't want them. Sorry, I'm totally in the hands going. All right. Yeah. So calm down. Okay. Toxic free. So okay, let's bring that to the topic today. I'm sorry. At least you're laughing, right? Glitter girl. Let's bring it to today's topic. Let's incorporate today's topic into that. If your intention is something for yourself to be free, okay, I'm going to make that up. You choose your own intention. But when I read that, what I would think is I want to be free. So if I want to be free, that doesn't mean it has to happen January 1st, right? Or else. It'd be nice if it could. Doesn't mean it does, right? It's not a failure to start the year with a goal of something. All right. It's not a failure to start the year where your intention is a baby intention and you haven't quite incorporated it into yourself yet so that you can become free. Your belief that it is a reality, I would work on. Okay. Your reality is here. Your reality is how you believe and how you feel about what you believe. And that's what's affecting your reality. That's how you make the change yourself. Okay. Because we're the ones who have to do the no contact, right? We're the ones who have to end it because of the hoovering. We have to be strong enough to end it and resist the hoovering and realize what it is. So it really comes down to us, and you just be patient and kind with yourself because everyone goes through, literally, almost everyone goes through what you're describing. Cognitive dissonance, big time. Facing the facts, facing the truth, and make that list of the toxic things that person did, and only those things, and look at it for real. It's going to make you cry. Let it hurt. We're afraid of the pain sometimes. We push it away and we go, but there were these good moments. But we're clinging to the fantasy of the love bombing. I say that the love bombing in the very beginning, that is the serious love bombing and the grooming, is the most toxic part of the relationship because it's what hooks you in. If all they did was abuse you and treat you like crap, you'd never stay. It's the good stuff that's the really nasty, dark stuff. Okay, so start to see the good stuff in that light. Not everybody's good stuff, just someone who's manipulative and someone who's going to use you and be toxic to you. Okay. And then you learn to trust and look for the red flags. It's a whole process, right? It's a whole journey. But the cognitive dissonance, the way I worked with it for myself was that I just saw that everything that he ever did that was good was done with intent to manipulate. How is that good? Even his touch was intent to manipulate. Even thank you, I appreciate you, words like that. That was an intent to manipulate. That's all it was. So you see, it's as toxic as the negative, unfortunately, but it's true. All right. My intention, says Bonnie, to speak truth to family members and be brave. Oh, I like be brave and speak truth. Yeah. Live your truth. Yeah. Excellent. You're clinging to that. I feel if I let go, I'll be alone forever. Guess what? If you don't let go, you'll be alone forever. That's my itty bitty tough love for today. If you don't let go, that's when we're alone forever. It's true, right, guys? Please, somebody back me here, but for real. If you don't let go, there's no chance for you to have something real, meaningful, and loving, because you're repeating. It's literally Groundhog's Day, right? You just repeat and repeat the same cycle. It's so tough, and I'm sorry to have to say it that bluntly, but it's true. You're not going to be alone forever, because you can fill your life with people. You don't know what that looks like. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know what'll come into our life. We don't know who will come into our life. The point is, if you stay with someone toxic, it is, like you just wrote, exhausting and painful over and over and over. And the loneliness of being with a toxic person is far outweighs the loneliness of solitude. It's a different kind of loneliness, and it's a different kind of feeling, and it's much nicer than when you think back to how bad it feels to have someone sitting right beside you that can't hear you and doesn't recognize you, doesn't actually connect with you on a real level. When you know that they're fake, and when you know that they have no empathy, and that they aren't going to take accountability for any piece of the relationship, that's lonely. That's the worst kind of lonely, because you're trapped with them. You're trapped in a relationship that isn't honest, right? It's honest for you, but the whole relationship itself is built on taking care of somebody else's ego, and that's it. It's supply. So, yeah, married but alone. Yeah. So it's being alone forever. We all fear that. I can't tell you anyone who's ever, well, a few people have not said that, but they're the type that is more like, I could take it or leave it. I'd rather be alone forever. That's kind of a different type of person. But I'd say of the people I talk to who are attempting to leave, the people that I help coach through leaving, 90% of them have that feeling. I would say that's a guess, but I had that feeling. All right. Will I be? Probably not alone forever. I don't think so. At least not, I don't know. Right. But I don't think so. So yeah, it changes. Okay. What are we saying here? As I deleted abusive family members, my old soul is coming back. Excellent. And my life is opening up to many new and wonderful people. Yes, you see? You can't even be alone with yourself when you're with I just realized this. You guys, you can't even be alone with yourself when you're in a toxic relationship, because you've lost who that self is. So you are literally alone when you're with them. When you get away and you start discovering who you are again, and remembering your passions and your love and your life and blah, 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 all that good stuff, you actually have a chance to be with someone, and that's yourself. And you start there. And you know what? Different types of people are attracted to people who know themselves. Okay. I didn't get a chance to heal. The snake slithered in. And that's the point. That's why we have to learn to know ourselves and love ourselves and take care of ourselves and be alone. If you're happy alone, other people who are happy alone are much more delightful to be around than those who cling, and those who narcissists cling. They cling to vulnerabilities, and they go after them, and they use them to pull the supply out of you. If you were needing something at that time and you were not healed, and you had deep vulnerability. I don't mean vulnerabilities like sharing sharing with someone. I mean the kind that are where our needs are very obvious. That's the kind they go after. All right. We are addicted to the horrible cycle, so it's really good to work with it. All right. They don't allow you to have your own feelings or beliefs. No, they don't. The narc always needed to be around people and always wanted constant praise. Yeah. You're being acquainted with your old self. It is a wonderful journey. It is. And it's okay. Let's come back to intent here for a while, so that we keep it. I mean, I love helping as well. And I want to keep it positive focused, because New Year's Eve and all, right? But I think it's important what you're saying here, Glitter Girl. And, if you need help, or if anyone needs help with working through leaving and the no contact and the discard and whatever you're going through, if you need more concentrated help, remember that coaching is available if you need it. So you can get some one-on-one help, or the group coaching, which is awesome for situations like this, because then you have a group of people helping you through it, as well as the individual coaching that goes with it if you need it. Okay, just everything's in the main description of every video if you need something like that, but I was going to throw it out there because you pointed it out. Okay. You pointed it out as a need. Okay. Yes, he knew I was emotionally abused and I was given the silent treatment daily. They give so much attention. They don't. Oh yeah. This is, you see, and it's, you're stuck in it partially because you're used to the cycle, and it is addiction. Okay. You're used to it. And what, if you don't have it, you have to go through the withdrawal, and it's icky and it doesn't feel good. And there being no contact is unsettling, isn't it? But you get past it, you get through it, and you self-discover, and everything changes. I promise. Everything changes. Not only does everything change, you realize you can start using that crap as fertilizer to grow something else. But as we've talked about, Mo Cowboy, don't throw the green crap on. Let it set a bit, let it mature and age and get some understanding and wisdom around all the stuff that's happening and happen before you dive in and do the self-work. But yeah, okay. No contact is like your guts are being ripped out. It is. And that's why I was suggesting, if you need extra support, check out, what we have over Queen Being, because it may help you, give you that last piece of connection that you need to other people so that you can push through the gut ripped out feeling. You have to feel it though, love. You have to feel the parts you need to feel and learn to self-calm and take care of yourself in a sense. Picture it like you're really sick and you're by yourself. What are you going to do? You're going to make sure you're hydrated. So you put all the electrolyte drinks and the water and stuff by the bed. You're going to make sure you've got the medicine you need. You're going to make sure you got warm, clean blankets. You're going to make sure, you do the things you need to do for yourself to take care of yourself through the worst part. And so the self-care is super important there. All right. Bonnie says, Lise, and as Butterfly mentioned here, you're not alone. You're not alone. Not alone. In fact, when you open up to a community like this, you will feel the lack of loneliness. All right. There's still loneliness in your personal life, right? But you'll feel connection to others that have been through this. And so hopefully that helps you. All right. In the beginning of No Contact, says Bonnie, I had many nightmares and night terrors. It has subsided over time. But with the holidays here, nightmares are coming back. I always suggest writing dreams down and looking at the symbols of the dreams to see if you can find the meaning that your subconscious is trying to tell you. Our subconscious mind it doesn't have language. We use language in the dream state as it comes forward into dreams, but the subconscious mind apparently is one of symbols and images and impressions. So it's taking in, it's holding all the impressions and all the feelings and all the imagery of what happens in your life, and then it throws it back out to you in some surreal form of communication that is cryptic. All right. And so if you can start to understand the symbols, I think I've watched it help people as I've helped them interpret their own dreams, and taught people to interpret their own dreams, at least as far as I know. I'm no expert, but it's fun. It's fun. And it's always a guess. Could it mean this? Could it mean that? But usually you go, oh, yeah, that totally does. It totally makes sense. And then you feel better. Sometimes the worst, weirdest, scariest nightmares are actually power dreams. And your subconscious is trying to tell you, we've worked through this. Look how strong we are. And we're going, I'm scared, because we're seeing the images we don't want to see. We're not looking at the symbols. So I suggest writing them down. I also told someone this exact thing. And then she said the day she wrote it down, she never had another nightmare. She was like, oh, good. I'm going to go to bed. I have a pen. Never another one. So, okay. I feel like in my dreams, I'm actually waking up. Yes. Right. Okay. All right. I'm having more vivid dreams than I've had in years. Write them down. You're trying to tell yourself something. And write down every detail you can think of, down to everything, the color of the room or the plants or whatever you're seeing in the dream. Doesn't matter if it's related to the story. Sometimes it's the things that aren't related that the subconscious throws in there as the imagery, right? And yeah, okay. All right, so let's talk more about intention and how to work with creating an intention. All right, you feel a little better. You're welcome, Glitter. Okay, so this might be helpful too, Glitter Girl, for you With going no contact, what is your intention behind why you want to go no contact? Of course, you want freedom and a happy life, but what else? What is the intention for your life? Okay, so and how do you create it? How do you create that thing that is inside of you that is like the driving force behind why you're doing something that you have to come back to? It's not natural, right? I'm not always going to be curious. Sometimes I'm just going to want to go, I don't even care. I'm going to have to come back to it and remember it is my intention. All right. Um, okay. Let's see. So your intention for yourself, sometimes when I ask, well, let me ask you guys, what is your intention if you know it? Grace said some good ones. Sometimes it comes out like you think of a goal, like I want to finish school, like Leslie had said. Okay, that's a good goal. And what is the intention behind it? Why? Why? So if you have a goal in mind, why? Why do you want that thing? And then you can start discovering what it is you intend for your life. Why do you want to do the job you do? Why? What is the what? You want freedom, but why? Because I want to be myself, because I want to live authentically. And my intention is to live authentically. Ah, there you go. Okay. And so what does that mean? That's a being, not a doing, right? So in order to incorporate it into your whole life, mindfulness practices are important. They are, you guys. They're important to, like Leslie had asked earlier about how to clear out her mind so she's not mind cluttered, I think she said, or mind overwhelmed so she can finish school. Mindfulness practices help because they give you space that you have moments in your day where you are clearing your thoughts, at least down to a dull roar, right? You're telling your emotions, I see you, I feel you, and you're just there. You're floating by and you're being inside yourself in a different place. You're calm. Okay, they're calming and they're centered. They bring you into the present moment. It's in that moment that your intention can scream loud and clear at you. All right? When you've finished, like say you have an intention of what did somebody say? Somebody give me one so I could not keep using my own here. A good intention. Grace had some I want over there. Let's look. What did you say, Grace? It was so far ago. Gonna forget what I'm talking about if I don't get on here. Anyway, say you sit down to do a mindfulness practice and you have an intention of freedom. And it's a word right now, freedom. I know I want freedom. What does it look like? No narcissists. That's it. That's what it is. It means no narcissists and I can do whatever I want. That's freedom. What does it feel like? I don't have any idea. Okay. When you sit down and you do a mindfulness practice and you like 10 minutes, okay, and you get your mind clear enough to where you're just calm and you're just sitting with yourself, you're aware of the room, you can, to me, it's like a silence comes to me that is still. It's a stillness, which I probably should have done before I came on here. I'll do it later. Okay. Hey, Martha. So when you get yourself in that space and you remember, I wanted freedom. I want freedom. And then you ask yourself in that space, what does freedom feel like? You get closer. Okay. You get closer to the feeling of your intent. When you start to combine what you want for your life with how it feels, you start to manifest it differently. Okay. You start to work toward it differently. And you start to create boundaries around your life so that you aim toward that intent. Does that make sense? That's how you work with it. When you keep telling yourself you deserve better, we all do. So why do you deserve better? What do you want to feel for yourself? That would be the intention. What do you want to feel instead? What is one word that gets you where you want to be? That would be the intention. And then if you could sit down and meditate wherever you're at in your life, wherever you're at in your day for 5 to 10 minutes, I mean, not a lot of time in the day, 10 minutes. Okay. And come back to that word, whatever it is, and ask yourself what it feels like. or just let it come to you. Like, oh, there it is. You start to feel and believe the same thing. Okay. It's really easy to do it in the negative. All I have to do is say gaslighting, and we all know what it feels like, and we believe, right? We believe the things we were taught and told by it. So to do it in the positive is to set an intention and get yourself into a calm enough state so that you can incorporate it into your emotional awareness and your emotional part of life. Okay. Here's another tip. So that is when you're quiet and calm and like intentionally doing it, right? So you're out in life and say you witness freedom, you witness whatever the thing is. You witness somebody taking care of themselves, or doing something that shows the self-love you're talking about there, that you deserve better, and shows you witness it out in life. You witness someone else doing it. You have an experience of it yourself. Take a second to recognize it. Don't get mad at it. Don't get jealous of somebody else having it. Try to let that all go. If you see somebody with enormous amount of grace toward themselves and other people, and you're aiming toward grace and you're being hard on yourself at the same time, you're not working towards that aim. You're getting mad at it, and you're fighting with your own old beliefs that you're trying to let go of. If you just relax and let it be there, okay, so I'm being hard on myself. It's okay, but I see that, and that's what I want, and that's beautiful. Why would you not appreciate it in someone else, right? So appreciate it and recognize it, because what you're doing is you're teaching yourself to believe it's real and that you can bring it in and have it in your own life too, instead of fighting it. So that's another tip for intention. Okay, my intention is to keep speaking my truth, and some of my family members can't handle it. Then too bad. I have kept some, exactly. Then too bad. It's doing it anyway. Okay. You're gonna block at midnight tonight, and we will all give a cheer for Glitter Girl at midnight tonight, whatever time zone you're in, but at every midnight. I'll start at, let's see, at least US time. Guess I'll start at like 6 p.m. or something. No. 8. Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, Scarlet Moon. Oh, you're welcome. All right. And I hope that it continues to help. Okay. So there's that. And I realize this is a little bit on the deeper end of things today, but it's, I think, worthy. There you go. Love. That's a good one. Hey, Jack. Worthy. I can tell you this is live. We are live. It is live. We're talking about intentions, setting intentions, how to set intentions, what to do with them, and why they're important. Worthy. I love it. I love it. I will tell you right now, just you already are worthy. So let's believe it. Shifting your beliefs and setting that intention that you can allow your worth to be there, right? Okay. Yay, he made it. Happy New Year. What time is it there? Is it already tomorrow, Jack? My tomorrow? Is your today my tomorrow? Okay. All right. I think it is. Oh, that means I missed my UK people. Sorry, UK people. Okay. Oh, not yet? What time is it there? So I can get in contact with I can get in contact. All right. Oh, good. I'll be done. I will have time to say Happy New Year to my group people who are far away from me in the UK. Okay. Starting the new year off fresh with no narcissist, setting intentions on love only, being worthy, high value, and boundaries. Beautiful. Okay. Where you can reach out to the coaching group rather than break no contact, and you are worth it. Oh, you said something in the beginning. If you can't do it, good. If you can contact Lise and join a coaching group. Oh, okay, yeah, because we do have a chat, and there's lots of people there. And yes, if you need it, it's there. Okay. So recognizing when you see the thing that you're going after. So if you're going after and you're working on love and worthiness, and you see it in life, you experience it in yourself, you see it in someone else. It doesn't even have to be a person. You just see it happening. Appreciate it, acknowledge it, take a deep breath and say, there's my intention. When I see other curious people, I am attracted like a moth to a flame. And at first I was a little jealous and envious of that they could be so curious and not be afraid and be so bold and be so saying yes to things, right? And now I just watch for their strategies, and I watch for where I see them struggle and how they work through it. And it's fascinating and I love it. Okay. So, all right. Another thing is let go of the outcome. Okay. And get curious. Really, let go of the outcome. If you're attached to the outcome, that's what I was saying about goal setting. Of course, you have to set goals sometimes in life and you've got to follow through with them. But every little thing doesn't need to be micromanaged like that. Sometimes the goal to, or the intention to have high values and worthiness is, we don't know the path it's going to take us on. So letting go of the outcome, you're going to fail at it once in a while. You're going to find yourself full of self-doubt some days, full of feeling no worth, full of the lack of the very thing you want. Don't let that defeat you, because that's not the end goal. That's not the end of the day, okay? It's that moment. So let go of the outcome as it's unfolding, and come back to your intention when you feel yourself slipping and failing, or failing attempts at reaching that goal or intention, okay? The details of how you get there are truly not your business. Okay, that's just life unfolding. Life unfolds, life hits you, it knocks you down, it picks you up, you're offered opportunities, those opportunities are taken, things come and go. Try to let go of the holding on to that you can control the outcome by taking this, like, I'm going to whatever the intention is, and thinking that you can then direct your life, like point it and it will automatically steer in a straight line, because it's not going to. And life has those swings, right? So, and they're not your business. If you're open to something, the right people, the right things, they sometimes come to you, and you miss them if you're trying to direct it one direction. So if you're constantly steered in one direction, you may miss 1,000 opportunities. All right. So it's being open to the experience of allowing the intention to unfold. Okay. It's hard for us because we've had lives where we've had to manage everything, or people will hurt us. Okay. So anyway, but we're not talking about other people. We're talking about ourselves here and the things we can't control. Okay. Progress, not perfection. Exactly. And curiosity for your life, and experiencing what you're experiencing, and not needing to control it quite so much. Recovery is not linear. Just remember to stay on the path. That's right. It's not linear at all, not even remotely. And you can I'll tell you from experience this past couple of weeks, you can have amazing things happen and be thrown into your own triggers so hard that you feel like, oh, what was I doing all these years recovering? Because I'm clearly not there. But then, you know what? Just recognizing that, you realize, oh, this is just another layer. It's all right. And you work with it. Usually it unpacks and straightens itself out within a day or two, because you've gotten that, gotten skills at how to recover and how to heal and how to maneuver with the triggers. But yeah, it's not linear at all. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we head out of here in the next few minutes and do New Year's? So remember, over on Spanly, any of the Span Think groups, you can find a link at 5 p.m. Pacific. So that's like 2 hours and 15 minutes where I will be hosting another hangout for you guys. Talk about this topic, share our intentions, share our goals if we want, share whatever we want, positive thoughts for the new year before the New Year's Eve happens. And anyone who needs a little help with coaching, I'll be there to offer some time for that if there's time for it. Usually there's time for it. Probably be on, I don't know, hour and a half, depending who shows up and how many people show up. And we'll do that very soon, just like we did on Christmas. So I'll be over there in a couple hours with that. You have to be on Span, and it's on a Zoom chat. So you have to have a Zoom account ready, or else you won't be able to get in. So, and it's free. So there's that. Okay. Here's a story. I was homeless in the USA, partied, and groundsman moved back to UK. Started studying, got a teaching degree, master's degree, deputy head, lost my career to a narc, homeless. We have ... So there's more coming. This is our Jack story for today. And then we are out. I hope everyone has a great New Year as well. I'm waiting to hear the rest of Jack's story before I end. And anyone else, if you have any other questions, and Glitter Girl, I'm sending you some strength for the no contact, okay? We know how hard that is. And the cognitive dissonance is real, okay? We know. It's, you're not alone, okay? And check in if you need it. You can find us, check in on Span, check in wherever you can find us. Check in here every time I'm on. We'll talk, okay? We'll keep you going. And if you do slip, don't beat yourself up, okay? Just fix it. The more you here's the thing about no contact. The more we beat ourselves up about the fact that we broke no contact, that is almost a cover up. And it's not looking it square in the eye. If we look at square in the eye and say, yeah, I did that. Now I got to suffer the consequences of it, which is renewed trauma bonds. Okay, let's do it. If you go, oh, I shouldn't have done that, then I'm so bad. Look what I did. It's all my fault. Then you're going off in a direction that isn't confronting the thing that you need to confront, which is going no contact. So try not to beat yourself up. Try to just look it in the eye as it is and say, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. Or yeah, I did that. Happened. So now I have to start over and do this thing again and get through the trauma bonds. It takes a couple weeks, minimally, to start feeling less awful from the no contact, sometimes like a month or so, okay? With the more support you have and the more self-care you apply, the better. Go and check out, I have an article on self-care for this. If you message me, if you find me somewhere where you can message me, I can link you. Some tips for self-care. Watch the self-care videos on here or Angie's. That will help. Okay. All right. And Jack is saying, now I'm receiving royalties from my online courses. Excellent. Yes. You see? Yeah. Okay. Positive vibes into the new year to everybody. And through all our trials, we still have a good heart with feeling. Yes, we do. We need to use it for ourselves too, though, not just everybody else. Okay. All right. So you guys set an, so before we go, can you think of an intention for yourself? I've already said mine a zillion times. So anything for yourself that you would like to just like a one to 5 word thing here that you want to add, and I can just read them all really quickly before we end. End it with something positive in a big list. I made one for, I can't share it here. I had people on Span just list, I didn't have them. I asked them to list their intention for themselves, and it was a big list. So I made it into like a word cloud thing. It was cute. So, okay. It was very cute. I love putting them all in. How many times I typed the word boundaries made me smile, and the word self-love, and the word, oh gosh, there was another one that came up a lot. I can't remember. Okay. But anyway, lots. Okay. So I'm waiting till they get up here. What's one word? What's one word there, Jack? One word, not a goal, an intent. Why would you set that goal? You missed the beginning when I talked about that. That is more like that's an awesome goal, but it's a goal. So why would you set that goal? What's your intent behind it? What do you want for yourself from that? You throw your hat in the ring and enjoy life. Yeah. Oh, that's yours? Okay. All right. So we've got better self-care. Anybody else want to add one before I end? Otherwise, it's better self-care, everybody. We can all use that, right? Okay. Yes, you do matter too. All right. So if anyone needs or would like texting notification of my going live, here we go, as they're coming in. Yes. If you need texting notification of my going live, text me at 33222, put the word Lise Live, LISELIVE, and hit send. And I will text you about 10 minutes prior to going live every time. And that's the only text you'll get. If you have not done so, hit subscribe And and anything else. Yes, you can, if you need coaching help, as we talked about it a lot here, check out the information in the main description of every video. There are links to the coaching group, and there is links to my private coaching as well. So if you need that, I have a sale that technically ends soon, but I may extend it. So 35% off right now if you need one-on-one coaching that can help get someone through crisis this time of year. Okay. All right. All right, so let me read some of these intentions. Setting intentions to direct damage in my brain outwardly towards intentions rather than allowing it to burn my brain. I don't understand, but let's see. Oh, cognitive dissonance just hurts, yeah, and destroys our brains. Two conflicting thoughts. Oh, right. Yeah. It does burn you out, right? It's like short circuiting back and forth. All right. Health improves in 2020. Self-love, baby. Peace and light, healing, self-worth, curiosity, and anything else? Grace was one I saw earlier. Grace. I'm looking real quick here. No, Grace had some when hers was not Grace, but somebody else had Grace. So grace, forgiveness, gratitude, embracing changes. And I'm missing hers. Where are they? Continue knowing that I am living my life in authenticity. Live joyfully in creativity and abundant health. Beautiful. Okay. Encouraging myself. I like it. Okay. We build up narcissists. Now it's time to build up ourselves. Indeed, indeed. Living. Somebody else said that too, Jack, and I loved it. Somebody else said that in another group, living. She said living, and then she said, never mind, and then she typed it in capitals, living. Right? Right. So much has been lost in life because of toxic people. It's time to start living. All right. Embrace change, definitely. Okay, you guys, I'm going to head out of here, and I'll be over in the Hangout in about 2 hours. So if anyone is around, come join me. Talk to me. Keep me company. All right. Yes. I'm thankful for you guys too. If you didn't come, I wouldn't do them, right? So I enjoy them as much as you guys do. So, okay. All right. I'll see you guys soon if you're over there. And if not, have a safe and wonderful and beautiful new year. I will hopefully be here tomorrow. I'm not sure. Otherwise, Thursday, Friday, like usual. And we will carry on with the healing in the new year. Okay. Guys, take care. Bye-bye.